Hey, happy Wednesday. How's everyone doing? Welcome back to our 9th episode of All Things Self-Love. Continuing this series, we are going to passion and abundance. Hey, Karuna.
Hey, how are you?
Very good. I love the being able to sit out and feel the sun and
Oh, yeah. Beautiful day.
And I think this topic is really important to me, and abundance is something that I've really been trying to bring more of into my life, whether it's, abundance in my career, abundance in my relationships, abundance in my passions. So I'm really excited to talk to you today about abundance and passion.
All right. Just a little bit something. Julie is a life coach, and I'm a life coach too. I also do hypnotherapy, energy work, past life regression, soul work, and a few other things. So, just a little background. We've been doing a series on self love, and we started the series on December 1st, 2021. The premise being that if we can make love as the foundation of ourselves, of our being, of our energy, then in that energy of love, life flows much more easily, and everything life is so much better. And even challenges we are able to face much better. Just like when we are in love with somebody else, the world looks beautiful. So we are saying, instead of just being in love with somebody else, can you learn to be in love with yourself? And then we were talking about it in the past 8 episodes. Today is the ninth one. Wow. And we've been talking about what are the different things that could block you from loving yourself more, and what are the things that could enhance your ability to love yourself. And today, I think we're talking more about enhancing your ability so that you can invite more abundance in your life. And it could be abundance in any area of your life, whether it's relationships, friendship, career, right? Person, whatever it is. If there is some area in your life which you are looking to invite abundance, and as Julie said, we all are looking in some areas of our life, then let's talk about abundance and how does passion play a role in you manifesting abundance. Is there anything else you want to add, Julie, to our intro?
Yeah, I just want to say for anyone who's watching either the live right now or the replay, check out some of our previous episodes and let us know some of your insights. We talked about a bunch of different things that are all related to self-love, from believing in yourself to self-esteem to confidence, setting boundaries. And
Mm-hmm.
I think my favorite part about this whole series that we've done together, Karuna, is just how intertwined everything is. And some of the things that we do at the end of each of these episodes is kind of give some tools and techniques. So if you want to specifically focus on anything around self-love, go back and check out any of the episodes either on Karuna Healing Center on YouTube or at lifeisbeautiful.me on Instagram.
Yeah, thank you for adding that. And yes, we are always excited to hear about your experiences, just like we share our experiences. All right. So, talking about abundance and passion today, uh, all of us, even creating an abundance of love in your life, right? And that's the whole series all about. How can you create abundance of love within yourself? But in order to create abundance, we need to be motivated to want to create it, because it's one thing wanting to create with your mind saying I want this and I want that. The second thing is how do you go about doing it, right? And I think the way I look at it is somewhere along the line you have to build up the energy of passion within you, passion for wanting something, really wanting or desiring something in your life, right? And when that passion is there, then that passion is a beautiful energy, because we are all energy beings, and we've talked that in several of our episodes, that we are energy beings. So to bring up that energy, to make that energy start flowing, right? For me, thinking of abundance is like creating the design of a car. But how do you make the car move? How do you propel yourself towards the abundance? And I think there, what we need to do probably is find a way to bring some passion into ourselves. And it doesn't have to be linked directly to the goal you're trying to attain. You just want to build up that energy of passion within you. And if you can build that energy of passion, it's like giving fuel to the car, because now the car can move, right? And I think the bigger question will be, how do you bring that passion into your life? Right, Julie?
Yeah, I think.
So,
And the thing that really stands out to me when even beginning to think of these topics of abundance and passion, uh, it really does start with your mindset of what are the thoughts you're putting inside your mind and what are you thinking of and how are you creating that feeling and those thoughts of abundance or passion to move
Mm-hmm.
forward. So for me, abundance starts with the mindset of feeling abundant. Like you said with the car analogy, I love analogies. It's like, what are all the parts that you need to fuel this car and to get it moving forward?
Right, and we all know that thoughts create reality, right? So definitely, your thoughts are very, very important, right? But the beginning thing is taking an example from my life, for example, so that it may give you some idea how to build up passion within you. So I was working in information technology, IT, as a project manager, program manager, and then I shifted careers in 2007. But I was trying to give some exams for project management, and I was struggling with it, studying for those exams because of the full-time job and kids at home. It was not giving me enough time or motivation to study. And then I was volunteering at a library, and I came across the word hypnosis, and it said state of focus concentration, and my boom, it was like a button which clicked within me, and it's like, hey, that's exactly what I want. So for me, it started with a curiosity. I got curious about it. What is hypnosis? How do I attain that state of focus concentration? And that curiosity made me delve deeper into it. And then I registered for a course on self hypnosis. And what I've been struggling for a year to give the exams, I finished in less than 2.5 months because my focus and concentration improved, my memory retention improved, my memory recall improved, my productivity went up. So that curiosity started developing into an interest to understand what happened in my brain. How come suddenly it's just remembering things and doing things, and I'm able to focus better and concentrate better, right? So I moved from the energy of curiosity into interest, finding something interesting, and then going after that interest more. Right. And then I decided, okay, it was all a hobby because there was no intention of changing my career. I was doing really well in IT. And I started a 9 month course in hypnotherapy again, because thinking that, oh, learning about the brain and how it works will help me with my kids. They have to go through schooling and everything, and they can learn all these techniques. So this is how I followed my passion, because slowly, slowly, the interest became so large. It started building up like a snowball. When you put a snowball down the mountain, it is a small snowball, and then it starts growing bigger and bigger. So that's what happened. I started with curiosity. I got more and more interested. I started reading books. I started doing courses. And earlier, I had no time even to study. And now my productivity was so high that I had time after a busy working day and taking care of the family to spend some time to study things. And then it became a passion after that. So my passion, I became so passionate that somehow I always found time to study for my hypnotherapy in the late nights. And I went and became a hypnotherapist, again, not with the intention of changing careers, because I really didn't see any reason logically, but somehow the passion for it was so intense that the passion converted into a career change. Right? So sometimes we are thinking we need to find passion, means we have to find something to be very passionate about. I think your starting point could be something as simple as getting curious about something, right? And taking that curiosity one step further. Maybe it won't reach anywhere, but once you start, at least where you focus is where your energy goes. When you're focusing on curiosity, for example, then it's almost like your subconscious wakes up and say, Julie is getting interested on curiosity. Let me bring more things for her to be curious about. And then your mind starts bringing you more avenues and paths where you can be curious about. So you keep experimenting, going down these different paths, and maybe one path will lead into something that you find very interesting, something that sparks something within you. And then you take it further down, and then suddenly you are in this passion. Right?
Yeah, I like to call it following the rabbit hole. And I would say curiosity is one of my top values as well. And it's how you start being willing to dig deeper, and then all these new opportunities sort of come into your way. And I think we have similar stories in the sense that, when I started my life coaching certification, I had no intention of starting a business around being a life coach, as a career. I was just so intrigued by all the things that I was learning that more kept coming in my way, And then I went to practicing coaching. And that's when I absolutely fell in love with it. And again, the snowball effect happened where now I just was seeing coaching as in a totally different lens. And when it comes to passion, I think the question I love asking myself all the time is, what energizes me? What am I doing, or how am I feeling, and what is happening in those moments where I feel super, super energized and I have that, extra passion that comes out. And like you said, when you have that and you're in that moment, you have an abundance of feelings, and it's easier to study, it's easier to remember things, it's just easier to go about, doing all of the things that it requires in your everyday life.
True, because it's a moving energy. Passion is not a static energy. Like, frustration is a static energy. You just remain frustrated. It doesn't allow you to move. Whereas anger is a moving energy. You will take some action when you're angry, right? Similarly, passion is a moving energy. It makes you move. It motivates you. It brings more hope into your life. So important is find something in your life that is slightly, because I have been working with clients, and many times clients say, I really don't know what I'm passionate about in life. Right? Because most of the time clients are coming to us when they're having an issue in life, whether it's stress, anxiety, fear, whatever is going on, something going on. So in that energy, the vibration is lower. So then it's difficult to find passion in that energy. And my thing is, can you find something to do that makes you even a little bit more happier than what anything else you were doing? It could be cooking or baking or gardening or listening to music or listening to some podcast which energizes you, right? Find something. Just like ignite that tiny spark within you. And the more you work with that spark, it will become a flame after a while. Right? So get started somewhere. Find something that makes life more interesting for you. Ultimately, life is about, this is your life, and you need to make it as exciting as you want, because you are creating your life. And sometimes it gets so bogged down in one particular issue in our life that we forget the big picture. Right? And sometimes it's important to pull ourselves from that ground level and, like a hawk, go up a little bit and see things from a higher level. And you will realize that your life isn't as bad as you think at that moment. Yeah. Right? Sometimes we forget we are in that issue, and we just forget that we are beautiful.
And this goes back to what we were saying earlier with the mindset. Having this feeling of abundance is also a mindset. It's knowing that you are taking this bird's eye view, like you said, and you're feeling that you're already receiving. You already have so much love around you. You already have so much passion around you, and you're just amplifying all those feelings and emotions, more and more.
Yeah. So you have to get that. You have to move your energy, basically. And healer too. So I keep bringing energy into this equation. But we are energy beings, scientifically proven, right? So basically, you have to move your energy. Whatever you can do, whether it's exercise you need to do to move your energy, or whether you want to put on music and just dance to it, you can move your energy. But you need to get out of the sedentary thing, just doing what you're doing all the time, same over and over and over again. Just find something to move your energy. That's the first step. And it doesn't matter what it is. Suppose I'm seeking abundance in my career. I want to have a career which is very fulfilling and happy. So I don't have to focus on just that career for the moment. Think about yourself as energy. How can I move my energy and make my energy more fluid? Yeah. Right? Start moving that energy, and suddenly new creative ideas will come in the field of career for you. Instead of for me, it's like, don't directly attack the goal. You can use another way to get around it too, yeah. Right? So you can use it by moving your energy, do some things, some hobby, anything you like, some music that empowers you. Yeah. When I shifted my career in between, I remember there were some songs that I kept listening to over and over again, because listening to the songs kind of gave me a lot of energy, because every time when you start a business, there's so many hiccups on the way. Yeah. And for me, it was a big hiccup too, because I moved from being a salaried employee all my life to starting my own practice. And suddenly the income was gone for the first year or couple of years, because I'm switching careers. And I needed something to keep me motivated and going. So I used music and gardening as my tools, because I love gardening, being with Mother Earth. So that was the things that drove me. And that created enthusiasm for life, basically. Right? Because there are so many bottlenecks and new things you're learning in business. Some of them are not as exciting, right? Background tasks that you have to do. So then I use music and gardening as a way to build up passion within me, to build up an excitement for life, to look at life from a bigger picture and say, you know what, this is just one part of my life, and I can get through these challenges, right? But there is so much more to my life than just starting a new career, right? And you bring that energy.
Yeah, and I think from working with clients, a lot of times they over focus on all the things that are not working, or all the things that they're kind of trying to get out of their life. And there's this saying that I love, it's what you resist persists. And so if you
Mhm.
constantly are moving into this energy of like, I'm not able to shift into this new career for XYZ, then you're going to focus on those things, and then you're going to behave as, you know, along with those things, and then you're going to create the same result. So again, it goes back to the mindset of transitioning that mindset, so you change your behavior. And you, when you're transitioning, you know, like I can relate to that as well, you really have to have this mindset that I need to just go with the flow and see what comes, and have this abundance mindset of being fluid and open. And I kind of see it as like a river. Whenever I feel stuck and I see that there's this rock in the middle of the river, my old tendencies would be to try and pull this rock out of the water. But now I see it more as like, it's just there and it's okay for it to be there. My water is still going to flow around it. So having that visualization versus just constantly trying to, you know, fight everything changes things a lot. And how I'm bringing more abundance into my life is just letting those objects be there, but I'm flowing around them.
True. And abundance, as we said, you also have to be clear about what area of life you want abundance in, right? Because sometimes people just come to me and say, you know what, I want more peace in my life. Yeah, but peace is linked to so many different aspects of your life, which is prohibiting you from enjoying more peace, right? So you have to look at the bigger picture and kind of drill down a little bit and see what's getting you stuck a little bit, right? So when you're creating that abundance mindset, you you can create it, but unless you put that emotion and energy into it, you really can't get to it, right? And therefore you need to find something where you can get away from fear and doubt and, you know, all these negative things, or feeling this, I don't know what my future is going to look like, I don't know where I'm going, you know, and worrying about the future so much. It's, can you start participating in this scheme of life and say, you know what, this is my life, I'm creating it, and I'm going to start creating it in the way I want. So if you can dream it, you can achieve it is really very, very true, because dreaming means mindset and thinking and emotions, right? So those are the things you want to bring more into it and start aligning yourself to that energy. Right? It may take a while to get out if you're under a lot of stress. Then, yeah, maybe you need to learn some stress management techniques first to bring your stress levels down a little bit. But in parallel, as your stress, you're bringing it down. That energy that is being released from stress, can you apply it to start dreaming? And don't, I like to call it a blue sky approach. Don't worry about any constraints of how I'm going to achieve my dream. Can you at least dream what you want? Right? Because that dream is linked to your abundance lifestyle, right? Because when you're dreaming, you're going to dream of something which is making you feel abundant. But there is abundance of feelings and emotions, like I want to feel abundantly happy every day, you know, or I want to earn X amount of money, or whether I want to have, you know, more loving and supportive people in my life. Right? So whatever abundance you're seeking, can you learn to start dreaming and feeling the excitement of having that abundance? So what if you want to become, say, a multimillionaire, and say, okay, let me take a moment and just visualize I am a multimillionaire right now. So what's happening in my life? Right? So bring that feeling inside of you. And then as you go through your day and your weeks to come, whenever you start feeling that happiness, or, you know, that abundance feeling within you, then stop, pause, and enjoy it. Right? Because when you enjoy that feeling of abundance, then you're telling your subconscious, hey, this is what I want more of. You know, sometimes we just glide through other positive things in our life or in the day, and we just get stuck on one negative thing that happened. Right?
Yeah.
And it's like, can you also get stuck on one positive thing that happened?
And the word courage comes in my mind again, because again, here you're stepping into something that's maybe you know, new territory for you. And so can you have the courage to even dream that big? Can you even have the courage to start thinking about what it would feel like, what it would look like to have that much abundance in your life? And sometimes, you know, it even starts with that step that we're kind of not even willing to take right away, because we don't quite truly believe in something happening into our lives. But can you take that courage to even, you know, start to visualize, to dream, to think about what your perfect 24-hour day would look like, or, you know, what you want to invite more of in your life?
Yeah, and courage is so important because without courage, you're not going to go into the unknown. And in one of our sessions, don't remember which episode, we talked about the box thing, right? And that you put yourself in a box. You built, I think it was limiting beliefs. In that episode of limiting beliefs, we talked about you being in a box, which is created by your belief systems. But the abundance that you seek is not in the box, because if it was there, you wouldn't be seeking it,
Exactly.
right? So it's outside the box. So that means you have to go into the unknown, which is everything in the box is known to you. I don't have the box with me, but anything outside the box is unknown to you, right? And you need courage to go into the unknown, right? So you're right. You definitely need courage to, if you really want abundance in your life, then you need to have the courage to let go certain limiting habits that you have, maybe certain limiting patterns of behavior that you have, right? Because maybe you're always thinking one way all the time, and that's limiting your abundance. And now maybe you need to start thinking differently, right? Start thinking, what if you achieved your abundance? What is going to happen to you? And take a few moments to just think about it. And don't worry about how you're going to get there first. Just get the blueprint fixed in your mind of this is my lifestyle, this is what I want, right? And then that's one thing you do, find the blueprint and go for it. And the second thing is you build passion in your life. So these two have to go together, right? And you can build passion in anything in your life because it's the energy that I'm talking about, building the passionate energy within you. And once you have that energy within you, boom, apply it to the abundance part of you. And say, you know what, now that I have the energy, I'm feeling great today. I'm feeling full of energy and I'm feeling excited about life. And, I'm in awe of life. Life is beautiful. And now you take that energy which you're feeling and say, okay, I'm going to apply it to this goal that I'm doing. I have these studies to do. I'm going to apply it and I'm going to go and get my studies done, right? Because I want to learn something new, to create something new.
Yeah. And courage can also be letting go of something good because something great's coming. I think we stay going back to that box. We stay in that box because, oh, this is good enough right here. But the courage to get to the next level because maybe there's something better, maybe there's something greater. But if you're staying to your comfort zone and you're just, not dreaming and not putting enough abundance into whatever the next thing you want to do or accomplish, then again, limiting yourself.
Yeah, and actually ties back to, again, letting go of limiting beliefs, some of the beliefs that you've created, learning to set healthy boundaries, right? Because as you said, something good, you're comfortable right now. But if you want a new set of abundance, then you need to create a new level of comfort. In which case, you take your current level of comfort, add some discomfort to it, and then create another level of comfort because now the discomfort becomes comfort, right? So this is how you will keep building and going up and up, right? Because certain people will say, oh, I'm already happy with my life. But there is another level of happiness, And if you're really so happy, then you should be like smiling crazily and jumping with joy because that's what happiness is all about, right? So sometimes your mind will come up and make you feel that I'm okay where I am. And yet there's this unfulfillment within you, which is saying, I still want something else. Yeah. I have the perfect house. I have the perfect car. I have the perfect husband. I have the perfect wife. I have the perfect children. And yet there is that little thing which says, no, there is something else you need.
Yeah, and going back to how do you listen to those inner voices that guide you and lead you to the next phase of your life?
Yeah, and the self-talk we talked, I think one of the episodes on self-talk, how do you talk to yourself, right? Because if you want to create abundance in your life and if you want to build up your passion, then you need to talk to yourself lovingly, compassionately, right? Be kind to yourself, right? Motivate yourself, talk to yourself in a positive way instead of beating yourself up, because that's going to help you build. There are no mistakes in my vocabulary. Everything gives you an opportunity to learn something. It's like Einstein did, right? They were to come up with the light bulb. He made so many mistakes before. And he said they were not mistakes. They just showed me that these are different ways I cannot build a light bulb. Right? So it's just showing me. So it's like when your curiosity is sparked about something, you may go down the path and say, oh, but this doesn't create any passion in me. It's okay. At least you walk down the path. There's something you must have learned by going down that path. And where you focus is where your energy goes. So now you're continuing to focus on curiosity, you're continuing to focus on finding interesting things to do in your day. And boom, that interest is going to keep building up like a snowball. It's just going to build up. There is no other way for it to go. Right? Yeah. So you can start by even simple thing like, I'm going to smile more today. right? And keep doing that more and more often, and suddenly you will be smiling automatically more, right? Because you kind of focused on it, and now you build up the energy for it, and under the when your smile becomes automatic and just natural, your energy goes up too.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
And I kind of touching upon what I wanted to talk about next, but as we wrap up this call, what would you say we could summarize for our audience to kind of give them a tool or technique to invite more abundance in their life?
I think the first thing, you need to find something to feel excited about in life, right? Search, don't give up and say, there's nothing exciting in my life. There's always something. Wherever you start, doesn't matter what level, find something that gets you a little excited, a little curious, little something which interests you a little bit, and follow it. Follow it like a bull. Don't give up on it. Follow it, because you need to build that energy within you. And even if you don't know what else you want in life, just build up that energy, and creative ideas will flow into it. Then create a blueprint of what abundance you want in your life, and dare to dream big. Okay, because it's so important to dream big. I think I like one quote Oprah Winfrey made, which is, she said, the biggest adventure you can take is to live the life of your dreams. So start dreaming, guys. Yeah. Nothing, you don't have to pay a penny to dream.
And
right?
I want to add on, like, find something that excites you a lot but scares you a little, because that's where the courageous part comes in. Where you're not quite sure and there's a little bit of fear there, but that's the moment to really jump in and go check it out and go follow the rabbit hole where it takes you.
Yeah, because when you're in the little bit of fear, you're actually crossing the border from comfort to discomfort. You're getting out of the box a little bit, right? So that's why it's important that your goals be such a way that they're not something like task. Oh, yeah, I can easily do this. Oh, my goal is to make this today, but I'm already a good cook, so it's not a big deal making it, right? I'm not really going out of my comfort level, even though I'm trying a new recipe, right? So, what Julie said, you need to have your goal set up. It's a little bit fear in it to reach that goal. Because that little bit fear means you're moving outside your comfort zone. You're expanding your energy. You're getting out of your current energy field, right? And that will start building that. Sometimes fear is also moving energy sometimes, right? Because it can be passive or it can be a moving energy. So it can make propel. If you see something in the wild, fear was the way which primitive man used to run from a situation. Right? So yes, it can build that energy of movement too within you. So the slight bit of fear is like, oh, can I really do this? Because you're wanting abundance, you're wanting to move to another level in your life, right? So there is this feeling, can I do this? And it's like, no, I can. And then your self-talk becomes important. How are you going to talk to yourself? And say, yeah, it's good, but you know what? I can go back and think of 2 different times in my life when I went out of my comfort zone and I did it. Right? So that can bring you that energy.
Yeah, and we both have examples that we dug into, being life coaches, or for you, hypnotherapists, with no necessarily like outcome intention. We didn't say, oh, we want to make this our full-time career. We just really kind of slowly and surely dug deeper into this passion and saw what it led for us. And I think that's the important thing here, is you don't have to know what's going to happen at the end. You don't have to know the result. You just have to start taking the steps so you're going towards that passion.
Yes, and that's what it is. It's not always thinking about the end result, because passion is actually your soul talking to you. Okay, because your soul is going to talk to you by when you're vibrating at something that your soul is excited about, passion will come in. So to just figure out what your soul is asking you to do, right? That's why you keep exploring different things, because somewhere it's going to reach your soul, and your soul is going to say, yeah, this is what you need to do in this lifetime, right? So it will help you to even find, what is the purpose of my life? People keep asking, right? Find your passion and you'll know your purpose. And your logical mind may not even understand how this passion for gardening is going to become abundance of wealth. How do you know? Maybe that gardening thing is going to lead to meeting some people as you're doing the gardening thing. And those people are going to open more doors for you. Yeah. And those doors are going to lead you into somewhere else, yeah. Right? Just for me, I was, as I said, in IT, and there was no question of me opening a door to go out. There was no question of me changing my career. I didn't even have that thought in my mind. But I kept following my passion, and suddenly it opened a new door for me to change into becoming a hypnotherapist, a life coach, and all that. Right? And I'm so blessed about that. So sometimes you never know what doors will open up. If somebody had told me a long time ago, Karuna, you're going to become a hypnotherapist, no way. There is absolutely no way. Because I was so happy in IT. I was doing so well. find your passion, and of course, you will find your life purpose.
Yeah.
Right? So find your passion. You never know what doors can open. You don't even know you're a limitless being. It's so much potential that you don't even know how most of your potential.
Yeah.
Right? So sometimes life is an adventure, guys. Go on a roller coaster, have a little fun, have the adrenaline rush.
Yeah. Yeah.
That is what will make life more interesting. Otherwise, it's the same old getting up, working, sleeping, eating, drinking, and just the same spin over and over again. Right? So get out of that. This is your life. Have some fun. So what if you fall? Yeah, nothing wrong. You will still survive. You
Yeah.
learn something. Next time, maybe I don't need to walk this way because when I walk this way, I fall. Right? So, yeah, ultimately it's all about living a life full of passion, full of adventure, and achieving all the abundance that you desire, and not saying that, what, I'm not smart enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not capable enough. All that self-talk that you do, getting away from that self-talk and creating a whole new, brand new you. You have the chance to create yourself all over again, guys. Never ever think that you have to be who you are because others are saying this is how Julie is, this is how Karuna is. No, Karuna can become a new entity, and Julie can become a whole new, brand new entity too.
Yeah.
Have the courage to change, to transform, to become something different. So do something new once in a while. Go meet new sets of people. Go find new hobbies to do. Right? Get out of comfort zone. Do something that you've never done before. Right? That's exploring life, and you might just find your passion somewhere over there.
Yeah, Karuna, I've absolutely loved our episode today. It's been so full of energy, and I hope that we kind of are communicating that energy with you as well. And we hope that you tune in for our next episode next week on Wednesday at noon as well, PST, for our final episode of this series of self-love. For now, we never know what happens or where where it will take us.
Yeah, we might just start a new series with this one, yeah. And we're going to talk a little bit on next season and kind of summarize all the episodes and bring up the tips and techniques from the different episodes, bring it together in one place so that anytime you want to go back and listen to all the tips and techniques, you can come to the episode number 10 versus going through all the episodes again.
Yep, definitely. Thanks everyone for tuning in on the live, and all the ones who will be playing, watching the replay. Let us know your insights and what you think of this topic, and what are some of experiences in your life where you really felt that passion and you followed the passion, down the rabbit hole, and where it has led you. So thanks everyone for tuning in. Thanks, Karuna, again. And
Thank you. Bye-bye.
Week.
Yeah. See you.
See you.